Tonight, Christina Carswell hosts an all-new episode of The Lounge. The following program may contain mature material some viewers may not find suitable. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's The Lounge with Christina Carswell. Tonight, Christina welcomes Alex, also known as Axel, from the channel Swathed, Sarah from the channel Lyra Kylaren, and Sean, a professional QA video game tester. And now, here's your host, Christina Carswell.
Welcome back to The Lounge! I'm Christina Carswell, your host. I'm with Axel, Sarah, and Sean, as always, my lovely talkative people. Today we're going to board the hype train, choo-choo, and talk about all the stuff that we're super excited about coming this year. So,
oh yeah, baby.
I'm going to start out with, movie stuff. Suicide Squad. Am I right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can't wait to see my Harley on the screen.
Sean.
I'm actually generally not hyped about that movie.
I don't even know what that is.
What, Suicide Squad?
No, yeah. Are they like a porn group or something?
It's not.
Those are Suicide Girls.
Oh.
No. Suicide Squad is essentially like a super villain / anti-hero movie, depending on how you want to define the main characters.
It's the Justice League of bad people.
Pretty much. It's Harley Quinn,
Deadshot, Killer Croc.
I like the comics. I like the comics. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that big of a DC fan, and the only things I really do like are a lot of stuff that revolves around Batman, mainly, because he's the only thing on DC, or like the main DC roster, quote unquote main DC roster, that I'm generally interested in. So. Yeah. When they announced the Suicide Squad movie, I was like, oh, they're making a movie about it. That's cool. And then I started seeing who was cast in it, and I was like, all right. I don't... Margot Robbie, she's got some shoes to fill, because so many people have so much high expectation for Harley Quinn as a character.
Oh, yeah.
Now that she's in her own spotlight, basically.
Well, I liked her in, Wolf on Wall Street. I think she portrayed a character
where she was,
a little similar to
naked?
No, when she was not naked all the damn time, but,
or with money strapped to her.
I like her in that movie, and I think that she'd be a good Harley.
All right, so you got Harley Quinn, and I'm going to explain this to the people who are listening who might not know what the Suicide Squad is, and to keep explaining to Axel here. So
yes, do.
So you've got Harley Quinn. It basically the whole gist of the reason why the Suicide Squad was formed is the government went, we need a special ops team that can go into basically suicidal missions and get the job done, but we don't want to risk our own secret agents because they're off doing other shit that's important. So they're like
the Expendables, but the name was already taken. So they're just
pretty much.
kind of.
No, I think Suicide Squad came before the Expendables.
Yeah, the comics came before. But anyway,
okay. So it's the other way around. They didn't want to make it obvious that they were expendable, but they weren't going to hide the fact that it was suicidal.
But they're not necessarily expendable, because they kind of I don't know in the movie if they're going to do the same thing as they do in the comics, but they basically attach a bomb to them and say hey, if you try and fuck with us, we'll just kill you. So I guess you got to do what we say anyways.
It's not just saying I'm going to put a red shirt on you.
I have to watch the trailer to see if those collars are there.
I don't know. I think they are. I think they're in the second trailer. They briefly mention it. So anyway, the whole team is comprised of Harley Quinn, and I may forget a couple of them because these are the only ones I care. These are the only ones I care about. So there's Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, Deadshot.
Will Smith is playing
Deathlock. Sorry.
Deathlock.
Deadshot. Whoever the fire guy is.
El Diablo. Yeah,
actually, thank you. Again, not a big DC person. The The guy who shoots fire. Let's see. Hold on. So we got the crazy girl. The guy who's it's Hawkeye Light.
Hawkeye Light.
Deathlock. Which is Robot Will Smith, I think. Because Will Smith's playing Deathlock.
No, he's Deadshot.
Oh, it's Deadshot. Yeah, see, this is how much I know about the actual characters. I know the plot behind it, and I've read the comics, but I haven't read them enough to, like, embed them in my mind. Like, ask me about Guardians of the Galaxy, and I can fucking tell you all the different iterations of it. But, like,
okay, so I have a list of all the characters in Suicide Squad at one point. There's a long freaking list for the comics, but I'm trying to look for the movie.
It's like the Avengers. They just keep switching random people in, and like Spider-Man's in the Avengers now. Like it's just in those comic arcs they were amazing. But
ooh, that's actually one thing I'm kind of excited for. Is did you see the trailer for the event? Or rather, no, Captain America: Civil War, where Spider-Man shows up at the end.
Yeah, everyone's seen it.
Yeah. No, that kind of got me a little hyped to get into the Marvel movies again.
Okay, so this is the lineup for the movie version of the Suicide Squad. So you got Red Flag, you got Deadshot, you got Harley Quinn, Boomerang, Killer Croc, Katana, El Diablo, Slipknot, and Enchantress.
Oh yeah, Slipknot.
Yeah, so Deadshot
I forgot about Slipknot.
Will Smith. Red Flag's played by Joel Kinnaman. Sorry if I butcher these names. Harley Quinn is Margaret Robbie. Boomerang is Jay Courtney. Killer Croc is Adwell Akinyu Agabich.
Don't worry.
Butchered your name. I'm so sorry. Katana's Karen Fukuhara. El Diablo Jay Hernandez.
Jared Leto is the Joker.
Jared Leto, yeah. But he's not part of the Suicide Squad, though.
No. But he does show up so much. He does have a lot of influence. But see, I'm as much as I wanted to be excited for the Suicide Squad, because this is again one of the things in DC I actually like. Mm-hmm. Deadpool kind of beat them to the punch.
What do you mean?
Well,
punch on what?
Well, with the whole gritty rated R superhero movie kind of deal.
Not just that. But because it was weird because DC had, if you watch the first trailer, it was supposed to be this super gritty movie. And then if you watch the second trailer, it's set to fucking Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's just supposed to be this glorified, just kind of montage of silly shit that happens, but it kind of still nothing of the main story has been really let go. So people are still speculating about all this shit.
That seems to be intentional with a lot of DC's movies, though, because they seem to be doing that with Batman v Superman. Obviously, it's Batman versus Superman, but they haven't really let on much about what the overarching, what else is going on. It's just, oh hey, these two are fighting, but other shit might be happening.
But that's just DC's bag. Yeah. DC is DC is serious is fun, or serious can be fun if done properly, which they kind of miss the mark on a lot of things a lot of the time. There are a few really good DC movies, but Marvel is just fun is fun.
Yeah. So but Suicide Squad is PG-13.
Yeah.
Just to let that out.
Really?
So it's not even NA-14 or.
There's a rumor that they may recut the movie because they have until August. It's all the shooting's done. They might recut the movie to try and bump it up to an R rating. Yeah. Maybe. But then again, Deadpool beat them to the punch.
Yeah.
So it's just
I'm
it's
still
funny enough
for it.
that I'm
okay if it's PG-13 though. I don't think Suicide Squad should be an R.
No, the comics are fucking dark.
Like, I know they're dark, but I think they should work up to it, kind of deal.
I don't.
Yeah,
really,
I kind of
like. I'm more of a fan of like if they make. If the source material, and like I'll give you the best example of it. If the source material is dark, gritty, gory, like psychotic, like all that stuff, you want to keep that in if you're making a movie about like that's about the comics. If you're making a movie that just takes the characters, yeah, I'll give you more artistic liberty on that. And the biggest example of that is The Mask. Have you actually read the comics that came out before the movie did?
I've seen a bit of it. They're kind of fucked up.
Like, there's a scene where a guy fucking just stabs a knife in his face and slowly starts sliding it down. And, like, in the panels, you see the knife in his face, the blood coming out, the gash lines. There's, like, people being blown up and beheaded and, like, shot into Swiss cheese. Because in the comics, the Mask is this maniacal killer. He's not some goofy comic relief hero that the Jim Carrey movie portrayed. Now, do I like the Jim Carrey movie? Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. It was funny. But
it's not related to the comics.
But it probably wouldn't have succeeded if they hadn't done it the way they did.
I link it more. I link it more to the 1960s Batman with Adam West, because that isn't Batman, but it's a 60s version of Batman that just oddly works. It's not the best thing in the world, but it works.
Hey, it's pretty freaking glorious, if you ask me.
But if you look at Deadpool, right? You look at Deadpool, you can't not make that movie R-rated.
You can't. Like, that's the entire character.
Suicide Squad is this weird gray area where, like, yeah, if they cut it right, I can see where they would get a PG rating where they leave the dark undertones, but they cut out more of the grittiness. But if they want to compete with Deadpool, because you can't really ignore Deadpool, it's the biggest Marvel anything now.
Yeah.
And as a diehard Deadpool fan, I am like just filled with so much pride. So that, you know, like honestly, if I were Warner Brothers, I would cut the movie. I would be like, we got to make it gritty. We got to make it R-rated. Like, we'll cut in, we'll like, you know, leave in some shit that we were going to cut out. You know, we might, you know, try and maybe retool some scenes. I don't know what the final cut is going to be, but if it's aimed at a PG-13 rating, then
I think what they should do is release it into theaters as like PG-13, like stray from their cutting
and then
schedule
have an
or
R-rated
anything like that.
DVD release, yeah.
And yes, release an R-rated version on DVD, and basically you'd release the PG version first, and then you release the R-rated one later, so that people will buy both, because that is a good marketing ploy, right?
There's been a few movies that have done that as well, I think, and I think
this is why extended editions exist. They'll release the movie as regular, and then they'll release the extended editions because people are going to buy that are fans of that movie.
Yeah. Like the diehard fans are gonna buy it. That's no question about it. I mean, like I'm just waiting till Deadpool comes out on Blu-ray so I can get it. But like the thing is like I'm not a big fan of that. Like I believe that. Really, like, if you give the director that much credit, you know, you should let him put his vision, right? He shouldn't have to cut it. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I agree with the director's cuts. Like, I love director's cuts when they're actually important. But sadly enough, a lot of DVDs and a lot of movies that put the quote-unquote director's cut is like 2 minutes of this footage that they were required to cut by the fucking MPAA. And it was just like, okay, like...
Doesn't really add to the story all that much.
It doesn't really add to it. Like, was that really, like, the whole director's cut? And then there's, like, certain director's cuts where the directors were like, you know what, let's just fuck with it. You know? Like, the movie Sex Drive, pretty funny, raunchy movie. You know, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's funny. But the director's cut, literally at the beginning, they're like, this like shitty infomercial trying to sell you the movie, and they're like, you've come to see the unrated version of Sex Drive, now with more cocks, and it's just like this dick on the screen for like a good solid 10 seconds, and it was like, and more tits, and it's like this naked girl standing right beside the naked guy, and I'm like, okay, you're using your director's cut to just cut in gratuitous amounts of nudity, and if you watch the movie, it's just the movie, but they edited this naked girl who walks on screen, stands there for like 10 seconds, and then walks off. That's all they did with it.
I love it so much right now.
Speaking of
so good
stuff on screen, have you guys seen the trailer for Sausage Fest?
Yes,
I haven't even heard of
I'm
that.
super excited about it.
What the hell, Sausage Fest?
And
I don't even know what this is.
I'm not excited. It's Toy Story. It's Toy Story meets food that's going to be rated R, directed by Seth Rogen.
Oh my god, I saw that! That was so fucked up! Dude, the scene with the potato? What the fuck is happening?
See, there's an anime that did that like ages ago, where food like killed themselves to be in a meal for someone.
But it's like a cartoon, so like kids are gonna want to see it. Then the adults are gonna they're not.
That's what a lot of people are freaking out about on the internet. I've been reading where like people are like, this looks too much just like a Toy Story meets VeggieTales shit. And then so parents are going to see it on TV and want to bring their kids. And I'm like, let them bring their kids and then they'll appreciate the meaning of a ratings board.
Now, we should take this a step back. It's not necessarily a Toy Story lookalike movie. It's a Pixar lookalike movie. It's got the style.
I'm totally down for it. I'm just saying, just like Deadpool, parents, don't take your kids to see this movie. It's not for them.
Deadpool's kind of easier to do that because it doesn't look like fucking Pixar. Which
I was at the premiere.
Yeah, but it's a superhero movie, and like everyone thinks a lot of parents think superhero movies are for kids.
See, but like they even released a commercial where Deadpool was like, "Don't take your kids to see it."
Yeah,
like, go. But at the same time, I was at the premiere for Deadpool, and the premiere here in
Ottawa.
In Ottawa. So like I was at the premiere, and there was a family behind me with like an 8-year-old kid, and it's like, okay, cool. If you're the type of parent who's like, whatever, violence in video games and TV, it's all fake, sure, it's like, okay, well, swearing, like he's gonna hear that anyways. As long as they set rules to the kid where they're like, you're gonna hear and see shit in this movie that we don't want you repeating at home.
Actually, one of my coworkers did that with Deadpool. He's like, my kid's gonna see it anyway, so I'd rather him see it with me than see it by himself. So
as a dad, right? If I ever became a dad, right, the line would be, "Don't tell mom."
and that's the thing, is that like if you're the parent that is like, okay, my kid can handle this shit, that's fine. But as long as you set clear boundaries. Sausage Party is just like, it's going to be this, I'm calling it now, it's going to be this weird fucking movie because it already has a Red Band trailer out, it already has it's already saying that it's going to be, it's not for kids at all. And it's just going to test how stupid some parents are, where if all this stuff that, like, honestly, if I was like a 6-year-old kid that got brought to that movie, I'd probably be fucking scarred for life when they're chopping them in half and shit in the trailer. And, like, as an adult, I think that's fucking hilarious. But, like, because I'm like, it's food, But as a kid, they might not fully understand it, and it just might be this weird nightmare fuel for them.
Definitely.
And it's like, congratulations, parent. You've now proved that you're a bad parent, and you've scarred your kid for life.
Well, what if they're, like, at the end of their teenage years, like they're getting into 16, 17, 18, you're giving them that nightmare fuel. I mean, I feel like that's your responsibility.
They're at that borderline age where they can accept that kind of thing and understand that, okay, this is just fantasy.
Yeah, it's still nightmare fuel.
It's a cartoon.
But no, but see, here's the thing. If you're 16, if you're over the age of, I would say 13 in today's day and age, and you're fucking getting nightmare, like, flashbacks from this movie, there's probably some other issues that you might need to address first, because seriously...
that's fair.
When you can turn on the news and see people dying in wars in the fucking Middle East, and, like...
Or beheadings.
Violence is everywhere.
Okay, hold on.
To like a kid who's younger than 8,
To be fair, this movie, it probably isn't anything like Martians, right?
No.
I don't know if I got the name correct, but it was, with the little aliens with the giant
Mars
brain.
Attacks.
Yeah, Mars Attacks. Thank you.
Oh, I love Mars Attacks. Oh my god, that's such a good movie.
Made me have a hard time going to sleep.
I actually don't think I've seen Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks is amazing. I'll lend it to you.
Mars Attacks as a kid, that was a movie that I was like, my mom and I sat down and watched it because my mom thought was like, oh, this is like some campy's B movie, right? And as a kid, I was like, hey, I was really into like old campy 50s sci-fi as a kid. So I was like, it's got, space aliens and shit. And like, yeah, like I didn't say and shit when I was like 6, but like that's what was going on in my head, And so we sat down and watched it. And for the first bit in the movie, I was like, this is kind of weird looking, but I'm into it. And then the scene where they fucking shoot Jack Black with the ray gun,
yes,
and he dies, and he's just this skeleton, and the action. I was like, oh, and then when they learn that music fucking blows their heads up.
Oh, that was perfect.
And the first time they show his brain exploding, but it does like the fishbowl explosion where it just goes like against the glass.
Yeah.
I did not sleep that night because I was just like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, I felt as a kid that I had just like seen a battlefield. And I'm like, there was heads exploding and people melting and screaming, and I was like, what is this? And like, as a kid, it fucking like it terrified me for a while, like for a few days afterwards. But as an adult, I look back and watch that, I'm like, this is the stupidest shit ever. Like,
wow. It's amazing.
It's amazing, but it's just so campy. And like Pierce Brosnan's head on a chihuahua.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
My imagination got way too involved in trying to think about how painful that disintegration ray was.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my god, turn the skeleton red! Red!
It wouldn't have. But like, getting back to like the sausage party thing. What the hell are with people where they're getting mad about the wiener and the bun? People have been making that joke for years. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Because people don't like having their inner truth revealed, which is that we're all just a bunch of horn dogs and just like some buns.
Yeah.
Everyone likes buns. I like buns. You like buns. We all like buns.
I'm more weirded out by the design of the bun characters.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I need to see screenshots of this because I'm actually haven't
just watch the trailer. It's in like the first 30 seconds. Like the hot dogs, I get you put a little face on the hot dog, but when you make a face out of the buns, it's just like this weird looking like
vagina
talking vagina thing. And I get that's the imagery that they're going for, but it just looks weird.
What's the movie called again?
Sausage
Party. My gosh.
Like, it's just like, it's just this, and the fact that each eye is on each bun, it's something about that line in the middle that's just like, it's setting my brain off where I'm just like, this just looks weird. Like, I don't understand
it. It's like sideways, right? It's not...
Yeah, it's a sideways mouth, too, and it reminds me of fucking Leela's dad from Futurama.
Oh,
yeah. And I always thought that was weird when he talked, and I was like, it's just sideways flappy mouth, and I don't get it.
Because we're not used to that. We're not used to that kind of thing, you know what I mean?
No, like, I'm fine with, like, I love Futurama, and Leela's dad is one of my favorite side characters, but it's just like, it's just something, it's like watching Predator when his mouth opens up, but it opens, like, it fans out, and it's just like, like, I know that's, it's a terrifying looking mouth, but it's just like, it's something about things opening sideways when normally I'm used to them opening up and down, like vertically. So it's just weird to me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think
something I just noticed rewatching the Sausage Party trailer when we were talking about it was the design of the potatoes.
Yeah, the eyes.
They have eyes, and yeah, potatoes grow eyes. If you didn't know,
but not like that.
But having them actual eyeballs, I was like, that's just weird looking.
That's what got me when in the trailer it gets skinned.
Are terrifying.
Yeah, I know, right? But like, I'm kind of on board. I'm just like, I want to see how fucked up this. Okay,
I need to see this out of pure morbid curiosity.
The dude that does Borat, Sasha oh my
Baron
god,
Cohen?
God, that screenshot. Fucked up.
It's getting peeled.
Oh god, that I can't even look at it.
She's peeling my skin.
Oh. It's the lighting too. The lighting makes it even worse. Anyway,
so what about Sacha Baron Cohen?
So he got to see the concept of this in trailers or whatever, like before anyone else. And I think the quote from him was, "This is the most fucked up thing that he's ever seen." Coming from Sacha Baron Cohen.
Coming from Borat and Ali G.
Exactly. So this movie is going to be a shocker, and for sure.
And like it's basically it's Seth Rogen and friends. Like it's all of them. Like, you know, you got Michael Cera in there. He's always funny, like awkward funny. You know, you've got like Paul Rudd shows up. You know, Craig Robinson, like just Seth Rogen's best friends, plus a few people you wouldn't expect. Like Salma Hayek. I was like, Salma Hayek's in this movie?
Salma Hayek. I am so out of the loop when it comes to the names of actresses and actors.
They change up every couple of years, so unless you're like a moviegoer, it's hard to keep up on.
Oh, okay. I know I'm going a little off topic here, but
yeah.
Oh, I think I know. Recognize
this
it.
picture right here.
What is your leprechaun name?
Facebook, but
first letter of your name. Okay, so I'm little.
Never mind that. Look at the picture. Look at the chick on that picture.
She's got a really huge head, and she's sitting on a pot of gold.
She kind of look like she's kind of doing something with a leprechaun.
What?
Wait, where?
Just the green thing sticking out of her mouth. What's up with that?
There's something sticking out of her mouth? I'm gonna have to look at this. There's nothing sticking out of her mouth.
Okay. Well, if this ends up in the video or something like that.
Axel is insane.
I think you need your prescription updated.
I guess, yeah.
There's nothing in her mouth.
We can talk to our viewers and see what they think, because I'm pretty sure I see a leprechaun dick going in there. But anyway.
There's nothing in her mouth! How are you seeing this?
I'm misinterpreting the image.
There's no leprechaun dick going in her mouth.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You don't see this?
Whatever you're smoking, I want some. Whatever you're smoking, I need some.
Did you link us the wrong one? Like,
maybe, I don't know.
I probably linked us the wrong picture.
I see a redheaded
leprechaun names, so it's just like I think I got the right picture.
It's a girl sitting on a pot of gold with red hair.
Yeah, that's the one.
There's no dick in her mouth.
Yeah. It's this green thing, just like looks like she's barfing something green out. I have no idea what it is.
That's her dress.
That's her dress.
Yeah, that's her dress.
Oh, it's a tiny chick. Oh!
What the hell? She's
and the strange little like legs with the green dick sticking out of it.
That's so weird for you to see it like that. I know the background and her skin are similar colors.
This is a note. This is a note to our producer Scott, who's listening right now, but he doesn't talk. Copy this link and put it in the description, because this last 5 minutes has seriously been like us trying to understand. And then I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, that's her dress.
I looked at the line, which is supposed to be her mouth. I thought that was her nose.
Oh,
What?
Axel. Oh. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Absolutely nothing. It's a matter of interpretation, I guess.
This is not interpretive dance, Axel.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Well, we can't top that.
We're done. We're done. So that's the time we have for today.
Thanks for the last episode of The Lounge.
Follow us on social media. At TOONDISE on Facebook, hashtag ToonLounge on Twitter. If you like this bullshit and you like TOONDISE, support us on Patreon, patreon.com/ToonDice. On behalf of Fuck Up Axel, Sean, and Sarah, I'm Christina Carswell. Thank you for watching and being with us today, and we'll see you next time right here on The Lounge.